Hi everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday class. It's kind of a special Wednesday this week because the season's just changing, and I've had a few clients messaging me and telling me in the clinic about how their energy's kind of got a little bit strange in the last week, and we can kind of get an understanding of that through Chinese medicine. So say hi on the chat, and we're going to do a special seasonal change exercise class today, working with some internal work. I'm really looking forward to it because I need it as much as you do. You know, that's why I do the Wednesday class. Yeah, so let's have a look at some of the materials I've got for you. We've got the water element. I just want to remind us of the points of the week that we've been through in the last 2 months. So we've been through the bladder channel. We've been through bladder 1, which is here in the eyes. We've gone all the way down this bladder 10 on the neck, bladder 23, the lower back, bladder 36, and bladder 60. And we're going to be revisiting quite a few of those points because they're very useful for stabilizing the energy. As we go into the winter, what happens is the kidney energy tends to start dipping a bit, and we've got to be really careful we look after that. We don't get cold in the back and various things like that. Then we switch to the kidney meridian. We've kidney 1 was our point of the week a few weeks ago at the beginning of this month, and it's a long month this month. We've got 5 Wednesdays, so we looked at kidney 3. We're going to revisit that today. We looked at some of the associations of the water element, and that's associated with willpower. The positive thing is the willpower and that courage and that positive energy to move forward. So that's what we want more of at this time. Kidney 10 we looked at last week. That's the one just behind the ankle there. In fact, there's a better picture of it right there. And I'm not going to give away the next one because it's going to be point of the week, but it's a special one. It's right at the end of the kidney meridian. Some of you who are Shiatsu practitioners will already know which one I'm talking about, right at the end of the kidney meridian, but it's also very important because it's related to the breathing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work with the connection between the kidney energy and the breath, because the autumn is a time for the lungs. It's a kind of feeling of letting go. It's kind of like a sad kind of letting go time. And that's what's happened with quite a few of my clients. And the energy can dip. And the best way to do that is to tonify the kidneys to prepare for the winter, which is when the kidney energy is low. And the other thing is to stimulate the lungs and connect them to the kidney energy. So I thought that would be a really nice theme, especially as point of the week is a very extra special, useful one for that. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to do some polls. Obviously, we do the scanning, and then I've got a special poll for you today just to see where we're at, and then we'll work on it. If that sounds okay with you. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the body scanning, and then we're going to just check in with the breathing, and we're going to work with that. So let's just tune in first of all to our whole energy field. We can just relax. And one of the themes we've got today, going into the autumn, is that whole letting go thing. It's a kind of breathing in the air and letting go. That's a really big theme that we're going to be working on. So let's just start off right now by tuning into our feet, connecting them with the earth, floating our head up, just to create a bit of space for us to scan through our energy field. Okay, we're going to start just above the head, and we're scanning down through the skull, slowly checking out our eyes, jaw, nose. Very common to get colds and blocked up sinuses in the autumn. Into the jaw and the ears, checking out how we're feeling in the mouth, the tongue. Is the mouth nice and is there a nice amount of saliva there? We don't have a dry mouth, for example, or too much saliva. Just checking that out. And then we're going to go down through the neck. Okay. And through into the upper shoulders. Just see what's happening there. Just see if your shoulders are relaxed. And we're going to pay particular attention to this area here. This is the lung 1 area, which is going to be, which is the element coming up for the autumn. Just see if you're tending to close this off or open it out like this. Does it feel like weak or constricted or maybe stiff going up into the upper thoracic. Just something to watch out for there. I'm going to scan around the upper chest. This is where point of the week is, by the way, as we'll find out in a minute. in a bit. We're going to go through the lungs. We're going to check out the lungs. Lungs are an important part of the autumn. They're related to letting go, grief, and things like that. And also on the positive side, valuing ourselves going forwards into the new season. Okay, so I'm checking out that. I'm going around into my back, and then I'm checking out the diaphragm, seeing what's happening there, and then scanning down through the abdomen, down into the lower burner, and all round into the lumbar. So I'm checking out the hips, sacrum, and then down into the knees and into the feet. Taking a bit of a step back, tuning into the whole body, coming up with a picture that expresses how your energy feels right now. Okay, and then if you can turn that into a picture, I know what mine looks like, I'm going to just draw it now. And then before we do anything else, I'm going to get you to do a little bit of tuning into the breath. So. Okay, very good. So we've got our whole body scan. So now let's do a 3-burner scan and see which of the 3 burners you would most like to work on. I've got my whole body scan there. Slightly different from my usual, actually. It's something happening. It must be the autumn. So let's tune into, first of all, the lower burner. That's from the navel around into the lower part of the hips, down into the pelvis, all around here. Checking out, going internally, seeing what that feels like. Okay, and then we're going to tune into the middle burner, which is right around here. See what that feels like. And then finally the upper burner, the lungs and the heart, tuning in again, going internally, seeing how that feels in comparison to the other 2 burners. Okay, and again, taking a step back, comparing the 3 burners. Which of those 3 burners would you most like to work? And we can work from there. I'm going to put mine in right now. Okay, so we're going to need 2 poles. We're going to find out which burner you'd most like to work on as a group. But I'd also like to do the breathing scanning thing that we do from time to time. And the reason I'd like to do it today is because of that special connection between the kidney energy, the lower burner, and the lungs. So what we're going to do is just relax. I'm going to take a normal in-breath and just track to see where the breath goes. Okay, we're not forcing it at all, we're just taking a normal in-breath. Okay, and then breathe out. Okay, I'd like to ask yourself, where's the lowest place, the lowest part of your body that breath gets to? Is it the upper chest? Is it like the lower part of the lungs? Is it into the abdomen, really releasing the diaphragm, or is it right the way down into the lower burner? So let's just check it out. No forcing, just a normal in-breath and just see what happens. Okay, well, I know where mine goes to, and that's why I know I need this Wednesday class. So let's run the 2 poles. I'm going to first of all ask you which burner you'd like to work on, and then I'm going to ask you where was the lowest part that the air went to when we breathed in. Let me see if I can find the poles. We've got so many now. We've actually got 13 different poles. Right, here we are. Which burner would you like to work on most today? Here we go. Let's just have a look at this, because it's going to be very interesting to see what happens because of the autumn and the general situation, life situation that we're all in at the moment. Okay, and a few more votes. Okay, interesting. Now look, we've got the middle and the upper burner going neck and neck. I'll make a note of that. And then we've got the lower burner trailing behind with just 11% of the votes. Okay, cool. All right, so that tells us a lot. It tells us we've probably got obstruction as a group, more obstruction in the middle burner, and probably we need to tonify the lung qi. But let's see. I'm going to ask you, when you breathe in, where does the lowest part of the breath goes? Okay, so check this out. Is it the upper lungs, the lungs in general, the upper abdomen, or the lower abdomen? How low does the air go when you tune into your breath? Okay, now look at that. That is a testament to the Wednesday classes, because I bet you if you took an average group of people, of 20 odd people, 25, 23, 25 people, and asked them that question, you would get nowhere near that result. You'd have mainly in the upper lungs and some in the lungs, and very, very few lower than that. So look, that's really, really interesting. And we're going to work on that. And what we want to do is we want to try and get that lower abdomen really activated, because that's the connection between the kidneys and the lungs. And all we need to do is release the middle burner by the sound of it, and we'll be there. Okay, thank you very much. So let's start. I think we've got Dinah on the chat, haven't we? Yes, Dinah's on the chat. Great. Okay, a bit more water. Okay, I'm going to just first of all do a little bit of tuning in and just show what we're going to be doing. Basically, in Chinese medicine, the strength of the lower burner, one of the things it does is it roots or it grasps the qi from the lungs. In the autumn, the lung qi tends to be a little bit weaker and a bit compromised. So basically, what we're going to be doing for the next hour is increasing this lung qi coming in, strengthening up the lower burner so that it can grasp it. And that will give us a feeling of positivity and value, and it will help us with any fatigue that we're getting at this time of year, because I know from, as I say, from clients that have been emailing me and clients that I've seen in the clinic, that's becoming a bit of an issue around this time. Okay, so let's start. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to do a little bit of shaking, and the reason for that is because the lung and large intestine, the metal element, likes to be shaken because it likes to let go. So the quality of it is letting go. Okay, so let's start off by breathing into the upper burner. We're going to open up the lung channel by just bringing the hands out like this. Okay, I'm just bringing that back this way, really nice and easy. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, bringing it forward, and then we're just going to shake like this. I'm actually doing some shaking down the large intestine channel, which is the one that goes down to the finger, the first finger. You see that? So I'm breathing in. Notice my thumbs are going back, opening up here. This is lung one. Okay, and then I'm breathing out, shaking and moving my arms forward, pointing my first finger down towards the ground and allowing the whole of the arms to relax. What you'll feel is that will start relaxing the shoulders, particularly the front and the top of the shoulders. That's the large intestine channel. Okay, so do that a few more times, breathing in, opening up the lung channel. Okay, breathing out. And we are letting those shaking down. Okay, now you can continue to do that. If you want a stronger stretch, what you can do is breathe in and bring the arms further up. Stretch the thumbs right out, breathe in. Okay, and then stretching back, stretching forward, and then come down. Shaking out. Okay, so it's up to you. You can either keep this the more gentle version like this. You can do this in a chair, no problem. Or if you want it a bit stronger, you see we open up the lung channel here, up into the thumbs, and then breathe out and down. Okay, we're going to relax the front of the head. We're going to remember these points around the front of the head. We'll do them later. We'll do some of these points. But we're basically opening up the sinuses. Okay, relaxing the front of the neck, because the lung channel runs up through the front of the neck and it goes actually right into the throat. It's a facial connection there. That's why the throat's connected to the lungs in Chinese medicine. So if we stretch up like that, or like that, bringing the throat back. You see what I'm doing? I'm opening the throat like this. And if you can feel like a line of tension from the throat all the way down into the thumb, which I can definitely hear, let's try it with this one. Yeah, when you go into the stretch, you can feel it connecting into the throat. That's actually the lung channel that you're feeling there. You're feeling that facial connection there. It's a really great way of opening up the lungs, okay, and breathing out. Okay. Now, what we're also doing is we're releasing the upper thoracic. That's around T1 to 3. That's this area here. This area is related to the lungs. We'll be tapping that in a minute. What we're going to do is we're actually opening it out, stretching back, going forward, shaking out, and then bringing in, stretching back, squeezing that upper thoracic there. Here, right here, squeezing it, releasing, throwing it down. Okay, all really terrific lung opening exercises. Okay, so we'll just keep the shaking going for a little bit and we'll get down into the hips. Keep the diaphragm nice and relaxed. Okay. And we're going to shake out the legs. Okay, so what we've done is we started to increase the lung qi and we started to release the large intestine, really important at this time of year. Underneath it all though is the kidney energy. So now it's time to switch tack a little bit and start building up that connection. And you know what point we're going to be doing next. Our favourite point of every week is kidney 1. So we're going to open up kidney 1. Just before we do that though, just check in to see how your energy feels, how calm you feel, and how connected you feel to the earth. Just before we do that, and then we can check in a moment after we've worked kidney 1. We'll feel the difference. Okay, so you notice how you are now. And now it's time to find a chair or sit on the floor and get comfortable, and let's get that kidney 1 really activated. You notice I'm drinking lots of water at the moment, and that's because the kidneys dominate the yin in the body, and that includes the water. So if you find yourself a little bit more thirsty than usual, you might need a bit more yin tonifying, and the point for that is kidney 1. So just take my socks off so you can see where we are. Nearer. Okay. So kidney 1, remember, is 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot. And we're going to just open that up. Okay, now here's a bit of extra information for the metal element, or the lung and large intestines. The lung and large intestines, they dominate the frontal arch here, this arch here. So what we can do is we can open up. There's points all along here that are used for the sinuses. So what I'm doing here is I'm just opening up, squeezing, opening up that whole area. Lovely. And then go down a little bit later, a bit lower, sorry, and that's kidney 1, so we can get right in there. Take it nice and easy, but we want to get that point really activated. If you feel it needs a bit more activity, you can tap it or slap it with a hand like this, or loose fists. And take it nice and easy. Okay, and remember, kidney 1 mainly tonifies the yin in the body, so that means if you get any heat, or weak kind of feelings of heat, or you feel ungrounded, or you feel very tired but kind of restless, okay, then this is the point for you. This really is a great point for that. It has an instant effect in calming everything down and kind of getting you connected back to the earth. Okay, so here we are. We've got the lung and large intestine area here, the frontal arch. I'm just working around that. And then into kidney 1. Excellent stuff. Okay, brilliant. Put the sock back on. Keep the feet warm. Although it's not that cold. I don't know how cold it is where you are, but it's not too cold in the buildings anyway at the moment. Okay, so let's just get that frontal arch nice and released. Lovely. And then kidney 1. I'll just start tapping that. Lovely. Squeezing and opening. There we go. Lovely. Okay. You got that, so it's lower and large intestine around here, especially around here. It's supposed to be good for the sinuses. And there we go. Bit of a rotation, and then we've got the sock back on. And now it's time to have to feel that kidney 1 effect. Let's do that. Okay, excellent. So it's just standing. Oh, what a difference. What a difference kidney 1 makes, doesn't it? Look at that. You can feel immediately for calmer. My feet feel like they're just kind of like melting into the floor. I've got that natural connection now through down into the earth. So there's 2 aspects to the bubbling spring point. There's the root going down into the earth, but there's also the bubbling spring of the yin energy, which comes up, and we need that to help us strengthen the yin in the lower burner. So let's do a little bit of doing, and we'll see if we can get that lower burner really charged up before we move up, opening the middle burner and connecting it finally with the lungs to give us that connection, lung and kidney. Okay, so let's just do a bit of nice light tapping. You can do this sitting down if you like. If it's all too much for you, you're feeling really tired, I would suggest just sitting and imagining that you're tapping would be enough. You'll feel the chi starting to move up the channel. Okay. I'm going just behind the ankle to kidney 3, up onto kidney 10, which we just showed inside at the beginning of the session, and then up here into the lower burner, and then we can go round and we can get into bladder 23. This is such a great point right here. Give that a little bit of a rub. Right in the middle of the back there. That's the Ming Men point, that's the center of energy in the back. And then we can go down, cutting down through the sacrum. And then we pick up bladder 36. Remember that one? That was the one right at the bottom of the buttocks, right on the top of the leg there. It's a great point for the lower back. Tapping down the backs of the legs. What I do when I get to here is I tend to turn my hands round the other way because I can't twist my hand around that way that well. So I go like that and then tap it with the back of the hand. I find that easier. Whatever you find easier for that. So like this, using the backs of the hand. We go down and right down to the little toe, and then round again, picking up the kidney meridian again. Kidney 3, kidney 10, kidney 11, bladder 23, down the backs, legs, up 3, and down into the feet, and that's it. And we're going to brush off. Very good. Okay, now can we feel that chi going up the channel? Let's see. So we're standing, connecting with kidney 1 down into the earth. Oh, there we are. Relaxing the knees, relaxing the hips, feeling the connection of all the little stimulation that you've done up the channel from behind the ankles up into the lower burner. And that's really good, tonifying the kidney channel. Okay. Time for a little bit of lower abdominal breathing and for some activation of the lower dantian. So we're going to rub the hands together. Keep that kidney 1 open. Keep those knees flexible. Keep the hips relaxed. Relaxing the breathing and activating the lower dantian with a nice, easy circular motion. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. That's really important. Keeping that egg under the armpit there. Relaxing the head. Float the head up. Okay, excellent. Now, if we really, really relax, we can imagine the chi or the energy coming from our hands and going through here into the back. And if you can get it all the way into the back, that's amazing. If you get it 1 inch or 2, or like 2 or 3 centimeters or 4 centimeters, that's really good too. Anything to just get that lower abdomen really activated. If you've got flexible shoulders, you might want to switch to bladder 23 stimulation. If your shoulders hurt, just don't do that. Just keep doing this. Send the energy through. Because the idea is to connect up the back and the front. You see, so we'll do this. Keeping one open. Keeping the knees relaxed, the hips relaxed. There you go. Fantastic. Okay, excellent. Now, this is the surprise, and this is the great thing about working with you as a group and asking you questions about the burners, because we need to add an extra little ingredient, which is for those of you that voted for the middle burner, because if you've got obstruction in the middle burner, what can happen is, even if you strengthen this up and you strengthen this up, they just can't communicate because there's an obstruction and blockage here. So this is for all of those that you voted for the middle burner, which I think it was 44% or something like that. We've got to get this completely freed up, and it's a good idea for everyone to do it as well. So no apologies there for everyone joining in this exercise, getting that middle burner nicely released. This is what to look out for. You want your kidney 1 really connected down into the earth, giving a nice feeling of solidity and connection this way. You want the lungs to be nice and open, which we've already done, shaking out. But this is the essential thing. If you feel you want to take a deep breath into the lower abdomen and you feel it obstructed here, it's almost certainly going to be the diaphragm or the liver or the stomach organs that are causing tension into this area here. And we've got to really address that in order to get these connected up. Really important. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shake the whole middle burner, because shaking is we're going to move the chi. Okay, so let's do that. Let's float the head up, open up kidney 1, and soften the hips, bounce from the knees. And what we're going to do is gently use the internal organs just to massage the lower part of the diaphragm. So you're just going to be relaxing here. And as we're shaking those internal organs, we're relaxing the whole abdomen. And we're kind of allowing the abdominal cavity to just gently massage the diaphragm by jiggling up and down and pressing just gently like this, okay, on the lower part of the diaphragm. That's it. Very good. Okay, now we bring in the breath. Keep the shaking going. Bring in the breath. Bring the breath down into the middle burner. So it's right down here. Okay, and then breathing out. Shaking, and we're exhaling. We're getting rid of any anger, frustration, worry, or concern, because those are the emotions that tend to block the middle burner. So here we go. Breathing in. Breathe into here. Breathing in. Very good. Okay. Once you can feel this moving more easily, then you know you're starting to free up all the fascia and everything involved in the diaphragm. Just keep going with that. Okay, excellent. Now, once we've shaken it though, now we can do the twisting, because the twisting opens up the liver channel, kind of the stomach and spleen as well, mainly the liver. So it's this movement here, keeping that shaking for a little bit more, and then slowly introducing this movement here. And again, taking it nice and easy, swiveling from the top of our head, keeping that kidney 1 connected to the earth, keeping those knees soft and the hips soft, putting a little bit of a bouncing, because you'll need a bit more shaking there, just releasing that middle burner. Excellent. Okay, now if you want a little bit stronger, you want to do this one and tap the sides of the body. That's basically, you're basically tapping around liver 13, around that point there, and around the gallbladder channel. And that's a good way if you voted for the middle burner, you're feeling a bit more movement there, then we can do that. That's the way. There we go. A bit more shaking. Okay, now it's checking in time. Just see what happens, okay? Feet shoulder width apart. Okay. Take a deep breath in. See where the lowest part of your breath goes. Okay, now if you voted for the middle and the lower burner, there's a very good chance your breath's going to go lower now because we removed this obstruction and we tonified the lower burner. Okay, if it's not made that much difference, it could be because you voted for the upper burner. We still need to do a little bit more work on that to really get it going. But you can see how much we've achieved already when we haven't even really done that much. We've done a little bit of opening, but not too much at all on the lungs. Okay, just shows you how everything's connected up, doesn't it? Okay, brilliant. Let's just do a little bit more for the benefit of those of you that voted for the middle burner. We're going to do some dowing on the liver channel. Yeah, just see if we can get that last bit of any stagnation from the liver channel out. So I'm going to tap here from the floating rib up to just below the nipple, which is liver 14. That was a classic. I just burped then. That's a classic symptom of moving liver qi is to burp. And it just worked like magic for me there. So if you start burping, then don't worry. That's supposed to happen. Right, down to the gallbladder channel, and then down the outside of the gallbladder, and then up the inside, like this, okay? And then down. Yeah. Okay, excellent. A bit more of a shake. Get that diaphragm really released. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to do some specials for the lung. As I say, lung is to do with grieving, it's to do with letting go, it's to do with a seasonal change, it's to do with your energy levels. So if you've had an energy level dip, or you've had anything that's made you sad, or anything to that, we're very sensitive to seasons changing, then you're going to be susceptible to this. So this is what you need. You need to get that lung channel activated and increase the qi power in the lungs, which will give you the sense of value, of valuing things, and help you with that letting go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use Do-in, and got a special little exercise for you to really discover the power of the point of the week. So let's just start off with tonifying the lungs using the lung channel. So we're going to go for lung 1 and 2. They're just here, just in front of the shoulder. Okay, just going to tap those areas there. You might like to make some sounds like coughing is good, by the way. And now we're going to go down towards the thumb. This is the lung channel. We're going down towards the thumb. And we're going back up the large intestine. This is another point. This is the yang channel that's related to letting go. Okay, letting go. So tonifying the lungs, creating value, letting go of sadness, and then releasing, letting go large intestine. Yeah. There we go again. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, feel different, don't they? The arms feel different. So let's tap here. Long thumb. Amazing. Okay, let's get that lung channel really activated. Very good. Okay, now remember this exercise? Okay, now check it out. Okay, here we go. This time we're going to put kidney 1 in, get that kidney 1 really connected. We're going to loosen up the hips, relax down into the lower abdomen again. Feel that nice space here in the middle burner, really worth doing. And now, just check this out. Okay, do this. Okay, now can you feel that sort of tingling feeling down towards the thumb? It just feels so much more open and easy like that. That's because we've activated the lung channel. That's what it feels like, a kind of activation there. Now, a bit stronger stretching, we might want to come up here. Okay, really, really nice. So, would you like a special stretch for the lung and large intestine as it is the autumn? This is where you link your thumbs together, okay, and you go this way, right? So, you're basically doing like a bending forward like this. The arms go up behind us like this. Okay, the main thing though is to open this part of the arm and the shoulder, okay, and you do it with the breath, and it's like this. So we're going to breathe in. Whoa, feel that, how deep it goes? Right down into here, the breathing, and then breathing out. Pointing the first fingers up towards the ceiling, stretching the backs of the legs gently, really nice and easy, opening up lung 1 and 2. Breathing in again. Breathing out. Very nice. And one more. Breathing in. And breathing out. There we are. And then finally coming up. That's a special lung and large intestine stretch. Okay, now I'd like you to just experience this little bit of going to see what happens, and then we'll explain it with point of the week. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to do this. Tap around here, lung 1, and then come inwards until you reach just where the collarbone meets the sternum, which is around here. Okay, those of you that know about Shiatsu or have done this point of the week before will know which one we're going for. But what I'd like to do is just feel the difference in the movement of energy as we go towards the center. Okay, so here we go. We go here first of all. This is the lung. Okay, and if you open up the thumb, you can feel it opening up the lung, opening up the whole chest. We're going to tap underneath the collarbone until we get to here. Now, what you'll probably find is much more of a downward connection down the front of the body, down towards the middle burner and beyond. Okay, and that's because you have hit the point of the week. If you come back out again, you get a very, very much more of a feeling of it opening up this way, not going down that way. Okay, and all will be revealed in a moment when we look at point of the week. So I'm just going to go in towards the center, underneath the collarbone. Okay, until we get just underneath the collarbone, just where the sternum is. That's right here. Okay, and sure enough, suddenly I can feel something happening in my tummy, down in the middle burner there. Okay, and that is because what we've done here is we've moved from stimulating lung 1 to kidney 27. Okay, so let's have a quick look at that. It's an absolutely awesome point. It's this point here. Okay, it's called Palace of the Approval. I love that name. Two things: it unbinds the chest. It's used for coughing, wheezing, and chest pain. But one of the main functions that it has is it descends the qi and it helps rebellious stomach qi. So what it does is it sends energy down the body, it releases the middle burner, and then it connects up with the kidney channel all the way down the front of the body. So that's why you've got that feeling, completely different feeling of the action of it. Okay, so that's it, kidney 27, point of the week, and it's the last point of the kidney channel, which is just as well, because we don't have any more Wednesdays left in August, and we will be doing another meridian next week. I won't spoil the surprise. It's another really, really good meridian that we'll be working. Okay, kidney 27. So we've just got 20 minutes left to sort out the yang channels and maybe do some work on the heart and the fire element. Just to calm us down a bit, let's just do some stretches for that. Kidney 1 again, connecting with kidney 1, softening the knees, softening the hips, softening the middle burner, softening the upper burner. Okay, and let's just do some simple stretches for the heart protector meridian, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Opening up the whole of the front of the chest here, the upper burner. Okay, one more, breathing in, breathing out. So this is the other part of the upper burner. If it's not to do with the lungs, it's to do with the heart and the heart protector. So let's just do a little bit of tapping along the heart protector meridian. We want to try and release any tension that we might have around here, which is where the channels run from the center of the chest out. And they run down the center of the arm and then up. Outside the arm, this is the triple heater channel. Excellent stuff. Excellent. Okay, and as we're doing it, don't forget, we want to keep that connection with the yin. So we keep it nice and calm. Going to open up that kidney one and keep that connection there. We want to keep that feeling of connectedness with the earth, especially when we're calming the heart. Okay, excellent. Brilliant. So we've just about got enough time now to make sure that our yang channels, they're the ones that run on the back of the body, are nice and open to match all this internal work we've been doing, and also put it together with some breathing, because we want to really kind of make the most of it at the end of the session. So let's do that. Let's make sure that we can get those yang channels as open as possible. So we're going to start off with the head. Just going to be tapping the head. We're going to go from the forehead over the top of the head, down the back of the neck there. Okay, very good. Now the size of the head is the triple heater and the gallbladder channel, by the way. Down more the side of the head. I like to squeeze, actually. I like to get in my heels of my hand, like right in there, and do a really good squeeze right in there. Brilliant. Okay, and then once we've got that, then we can work the sinuses, squeezing sinuses. All around here is very good, especially large intestine 20, which is this point right here. I'll give you a nice close up, come right close to you. Around here, okay, that's large intestine 20. That's the point that is called Whirlpool Smell, and it's really good for sinuses, very good for the autumn, keeping any of this damp in the head from moving about, stopping it from getting stagnant. We want to keep it moving. Okay, all around the jaw. There we are. Pulling around the ear. There we are. Brilliant. Now the large intestine stomach channel actually run down through the SCM muscle here. So that is a really good idea to stretch and just massage that. I like to squeeze it like this with my first finger on the front of the SCM muscle, and my thumb is right here at the back of the SCM muscle, so I'm kind of squeezing it. That gets the stomach and the large intestine meridians. Very good for clearing out the head and the sinuses. Okay, quite often we miss that because we think about the neck being the back of the neck, but actually this muscle here is really important for controlling the head and the neck, and we're going to try and release it as much as we can. Okay, so that's the yang channels going down through the head and neck. So what we need to do now is make sure that we keep that chi flowing down all the yang channels, which basically goes down here, down the outside of the arms, down the back, and down the outside of the legs. So remember we were saying that that the lung channel is related to T1 and T2 and 3. That's all around here. If you can reach, I recommend you give this a really good tap here. While breathing nice and strongly. Brilliant. Okay, now that's the area that we did right at the beginning. We were doing this. Remember? Okay, so now once you get a really good tap around there, we try this again. lung, remember, and then find that much easier to do. Oh, it's so good to get that area released. We spend a lot of time in the Shiatsu clinic getting that area around T1 as free as we can. Really good place to work. I'm going to do that a few times, breathing in. Oh, yes, breathing in, squeezing, and breathing out. Relaxing. Relaxing down to the large intestine channel again. Okay, it's very easy to forget about the yin side of things when you get so carried away with squeezing and tapping the yang channel. So let's just get back into kidney one again and make sure we've got that rooted connection down to the earth. And that will help make it so much easier for us to squeeze and be grounded and release. Now, once we've released this area, we want to make sure that the qi goes down the yang channels, so we can tap down yang channels away from that area. You can stroke down, whatever's your preference. And then it's time to, if you can, reach up here and tap. If you've got someone who's working with you, this is ideal because they can work like this down your back. But if you're on your own like me, we have to do the best we can by reaching down and then reaching up as far as we can, tapping down the bladder channel, down the bladder channel, down into the feet, into the hips, down, and then we've got the start channel. These are all the yang channels of the legs, and on the outside and the front and back of the legs outside. Excellent, shaking out. Oh, brilliant. Okay, excellent. I think we just need to do one more stretch on the back, just in case you can't reach that bit there. We've got another way of doing that, of opening the back out, which is a very simple movement, which is simply just leaning forwards. Again, you can do this in a chair, just leaning forwards, opening up the whole spine, letting the weight of the head just relax forwards, breathing into the feeling of the back of the body, okay, and then breathing in and letting the breath bring you up, bring the arms up, stretch up towards the sky, very gently breathe out, connecting the kidney one to give us the grounding, lifting the head up, just very gently doing a back bend, very, very gently. Breathing in, stretching up, breathing out, floating down. Okay, let's do 3 of those, breathing in, letting the breath bring us up. Stretching upwards, breathing out, stretching backwards. Nice and easy, no straining at all, just really easy. Keeping that kidney one connecting us to the earth. Another nice image is to imagine that we're floating down through water, let that water support our body, and that helps us relax the spine. One more, breathing in. Stretching up. The reason we're doing this is to open up the bladder channel, connecting all the way up through the back. Breathing in and floating down like water. Relaxing. Okay, brilliant, well done. Okay, we've just got just enough time to put it all together with some lovely breathing. Keeping the external movements really simple. And what we're going to do is focus on getting that lovely connection between the upper and the lower heater. So let's remind ourselves, opening up kidney one, softening the ankles, softening the knees, softening the hips. Relaxing the middle burner. That's it. Bringing the breath down into the lower burner, opening up the upper burner. There we are. That's the kind of feeling that we're looking for. Very grounded, relaxed, the Qi moving smoothly in with the breath down into the lower burner, middle burner nice and open, and the upper burner receiving the Qi from the air. Brilliant. Okay, then we're just going to consolidate that with this Tai Chi breathing exercise, and we're going to go yin and yang with it. So as we breathe in, we're going to go yin, we're going to go heavy, connect with the earth. And then we're going to breathe out, we're going to float the head up. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, floating the head up, becoming light. Okay, so we're going to feel heavy, connect with the earth, sink down into the earth. Then feel light, floating up, connecting with the heavens, opening up the joints, keeping those joints really open. Breathing in. Keep that kidney one open, keep the shoulders nice and open. Very good. Okay, a few more. Okay, that's really excellent. So let's just stand here for a second. Keeping that kidney one open, softening the ankles and the knees and the hips. Breathing in nice and easily. Floating the head up. Okay, so now it's check-in time. Let's just take a deep breath in. Okay, and just notice how much lower and how much calmer and steadier that breath feels now compared to when we checked in just 1 hour ago and we found out where your breath was going to, okay? It just shows you the power of internal exercises and these amazing, awesome points that we can use to regulate our Qi and to take us from one season into the next. And that's the wisdom we've got from Chinese medicine, that ability to flow, to deal with letting go, to deal with grief, to deal with dips in energy, to just feel that power of the earth and that valuing of ourselves as we go forwards. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just going to see if there are any questions or anything. We'll see how we're doing. Okay, we've actually got 5 more minutes left, so we could actually add some extra ones. Oh, Dinah's been doing a great job okay, right, and we have got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to do another 3 minutes of breathing. And if there are any, I'll leave 2 minutes at the end if there are any questions. I noticed that someone had some interesting release in the middle burner. What we do is we're just going to keep going with the integrating breathing. Just do a variation on that. We'll do yin and yang movement. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be heavy. We're going to go down into the earth. We're going to push up and we're going to stay heavy and push up from the earth. We're going to do 3 of those. So keeping kidney one open, into the earth and out again. Heavy down into the earth, open up kidney one, feel the yin energy coming up, feeling heavy, pressing up. More, breathing in, breathing out, heavy. Heavy. Pushing up your strong legs, feeling the connection with the earth. Okay, then shaking out. Now we do the exact opposite and we'll keep light all the way through. So this is where we bring the connection from the top of the head, we open up the spine. Okay. And we keep light all the way down. We float down as if we're being held by a string, keeping the jaw released, Breathing in. Float the head up, keeping light all the time. Okay, floating down, floating up. Floating down, floating up. Okay, and now we're going to switch it around. So we're going to go heavy, light, kidney 1, top of the head, heavy and light. Okay, and we can switch it around the other way as well. We can go light, floating down, and then heavy, pushing up from the earth. Light, floating down from the top of the head. Heavy, pushing up from the feet. Okay, light, heavy, pushing up. Light, floating down, and heavy, pushing up. Okay, and then we can do all different combinations of that. And the idea is, in the end, you put the yin and the yang together, and you just do the movement. You feel heavy and light at the same time. Heavy and light at the same time. It's like a training thing to get the yin and yang into the body. Heavy and light at the same time. Heavy and light at the same time. Heavy and light at the same time. Okay, and that's what gives us strength. We've got the rooting to the power of the earth, and we've got the free-flowing movement connected to the heavens. And that's the way we can stay balanced with yin and yang. Okay, you want to have another look at the kidney 1 side? Yeah, sure. Let's just put that up. Just got 2 or 3 minutes left. So let's have a look. Yeah, there's actually some functions I haven't put there. And Dinah was absolutely right when she said that it's also used for emotional factors. But it is used to descend the qi downwards, and it actually releases the middle burner. So I thought that was very interesting. Those of you that voted for the middle burner, if there's any stagnation still left by the time we got to kidney 27, you may have had a strong reaction, you may have had some heat come up, or you may have burped, or you might feel that the middle burner is kind of releasing as we work here, which is kind of interesting because you wouldn't necessarily expect a point. Look at that, it just made me burp straight away. You wouldn't expect a point just here, so high up, to have that effect. Right, okay, that's it. So that's it. What about water wheel or other Qi Gong for the kidneys? Yeah, there's so many different ways of, there's so many loads of Qi Gongs for the kidneys. Yeah, absolutely loads of them. But the basics we covered today, the main functions of the points, and also the essential internal exercise of getting that qi into the lower burner and connecting it with the upper burner. There we are. I know you've been very busy on the chat, I can see.
Yeah, I thought I'd just pop in and say hello to everybody.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, brilliant.
Lovely class, Cliff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, it's actually, you know who you are, but it's actually a special for a certain group of people that have been emailing me, or they've been coming in here, are having problems with the seasonal change, that fatigue thing, and grief, letting go, all that sort of thing. So it's nice to have that resource there.
I think it's one of the most difficult season changes.
Yes.
Letting go of the summer and moving towards the cold.
Yeah, and also you've got that kidney energy that needs to be looked after as well, and so easy to expend too much of that with the modern lifestyle.
Absolutely. So yeah, so take it easy, everybody.
Easy, soft movements, low abdominal breathing, keep that kidney 1 open, and you'll be fine. You'll
and drink more water.
Yeah, and we'll see you next Wednesday for then another Meridian. Dun, 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 dun. Hooray! We've only got 4 left to go, and at the end of the year it'll be a Christmas celebration. Okay, we have to go. We've got clients coming in any minute. Right. So thanks ever so much, everyone. I'm going to put a thank you, Simonetta. I'm going to put a heart there for everyone on the chat. And yeah, great. Had another great session. Thank you, Dinah. Let's enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.